to Donald Mackerel Game with me, Donald Mackerel. Today I have been to the Black Country Games Fair, and oh my word, was it mediocre. It was, honestly, I think I hyped it up too much in my head. But I will say, I've come away with a big bag full of guff. So, yeah, we'll go through that. So, I'm going to be deadly honest with everything I found there, as always. It's always the way I am. Not really much I can do about it. I went in there. I think you had to get an early bird ticket if you wanted to get there at 10 o'clock. And then there was also another early bird ticket at 11 o'clock. Me and two of my mates went to there at the 10 o'clock entrance point. There was a queue around the corner. We got let inside and it was absolutely rammed. It's a tiny little music venue. It's called The Robin in Bilston, Wolverhampton. And we went in there. It really wasn't suitable for like any form of a convention. It was absolutely tiny. It was freezing cold, and I mean absolutely freezing. If people aren't warm, they're not happy. If they're not happy, they're not buying. So even the stall holders were complaining a bit about how cold it was. It was really dim as well, because again, no natural lights. It was all just blocked off. So you had very, very mild lights coming from the roof. You couldn't really see what you were looking at. Not only could you not check anything, but if there's anything below waist height, like in a bin standing up, you couldn't see any of it. So yeah, it was really poor. And again, very, very crowded. If you had anybody with a backpack on, which a lot of people had because they went there to try and buy games, anybody with a backpack on, you got stuck behind them. You couldn't get through anywhere. I did go and see Jed, guy who watches my channel, and I bought a couple of games off him. I'm really, really chuffed to get these actually for a combined price of £10. I'm going to show you that wasn't like a Donald Mackerel deal. That was the price of the games. I didn't haggle on anybody. Whatever their price was, that was what I paid. There was a lot of people trying to haggle. There wasn't much prices changing, to be honest. The first game I got, as you can see here, was £2. That was Kung Fu Rider. I have never, ever, ever heard of this. It looks absolutely blooming mental. So I just picked it up just because I've never seen it before. I don't know anything about it. When a typical day at the office means being chased by gangsters in bad suits, there's only one thing for it. Grab the nearest thing on wheels and slide, swerve and roundhouse kick your way to safety. What even is that? What even is that? I'm guessing it's a PS3 exclusive because I've never heard of it. But yeah, picked that up for £2. And obviously, because it cost a tenner, that means this cost me £8. My favourite game of all time, LMA Manager 2007. This one is not as good as the 360 version. The only reason why I got it is because I could have sworn I had it, and I've checked my collection multiple times. It's gone. So perhaps I've traded it in, or I've just lost it in house moves somewhere. Quite gutting, because again, I did have all the copies, so I got it back again now. And for £8, I think that's a steal. I think normally it retails around the £12 to £15 mark. So yeah, cheers for doing me a good deal, matey. And everything I got today is in great condition. Wow, we'll get onto that. Everything I got today is in great condition. So very, very chuffed with that. But I walked 3 more times around the loop. There wasn't really any 360 games. I was quite annoyed, really, by the lack of games there. It was all just generic stuff. There were some rare stuff, not for the 360. The 360 was quite poor. I spoke to a few people there on the stalls, and they said that the reason why they didn't bring it was because the Black Country Games Fair was so small and not very well attended that they just couldn't be bothered bringing their stock there, which is not a great way to sell your wares. It's not a great way to advertise your store and say, if you're ever in the area, come and look at me, because I can't be bothered. It was a little bit like, eh. So I did the rather shocking thing of taking the 7-minute walk into town with me 2 mates. Walked into town and we looked at the Bilston CEX. I know, swear word. But we just thought there's got to be something better than this. So we went into town, had a look at Bilston CEX. Hold on to your hats here. What a great store. What a great store. Genuinely, tidy. Everything was clean and tidy. The staff, incredibly helpful, incredibly friendly. I am going to show you, I bought some games from there. Every single game, the member of staff served me, and it wasn't just me. It's not like they're going, oh, it's that Donald Mackerel fellow. We need to be very, very strict. every single person that came to the counter, because I think there was 2 other people that got served whilst I was getting served, the members of staff would say to them, like, this one doesn't have a manual, is that okay? Like, I think there's one of my games that didn't have a manual. I accepted it because they were so friendly and so lovely. I was like, yeah, it's fine, don't worry. The discs as well, showed me the disc, and it was a case of like, is that okay, is that okay, is that okay? There was 2 discs, so I went, oh, could you run them through the cleaner for me, please? To which they did, no questions asked, and I accepted everything, and I finally managed to whittle down that old voucher collection a little bit, so yeah, that's really, really good. I will show you what I managed to get. It's nothing amazing, but this just shows you what I couldn't get from the Games Fair. Number 1, Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. That wasn't even there. Like, nobody was selling that. £2.50. They had complete tat there on some of the stalls, but yeah, sadly nobody had PES tat. SpongeBob Hero Pants for 12 quid. That's the one that didn't have a manual, sadly. But I'm quite happy to pay £12 for that. And again, it's another game knocked off the collection. Wasn't anywhere to be seen at the Games Fair. Now, get ready for this. I don't know why I've bought 2 different versions of it, but I did, just because I'm an idiot. Dark Souls and Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. No Dark Souls on the Xbox 360 at the Games Fair. Both of these in the CEX, 7 minutes down the road. My word. NHL 08. I know it's only £1, but again, nothing like that there. Loads on the PS2, loads on the PS3 as well. PS2 and PS3, very, very well stocked. PS4 and PS5 was probably the next best. When it come to Xbox, not just the 360, but Xbox One, Xbox Series, original Xbox, scratching around a little bit. The handheld stuff, like if you had Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, so on and so forth. Yeah, they had a few of them. Mainly Nintendo stuff was Wii or Switch. That's your lot. Talking about handhelds when it comes to PlayStation, I spoke to a few people and they said that the PSP stuff and Vita stuff doesn't sell, so they didn't bring it. How can it sell if it's not there? Yeah, so I bought those there. That cheered me up a little bit. I thought, well, at least I've got like 7 games to come home with now. But whilst I was there, went into a charity shop. I'm going to show you what I picked up for £1. Absolutely insane. Couldn't believe I picked these up. £1 for some sealed tarot cards. So if anybody wants their fortune reading and like perhaps being told that they're going to die in a week or whatever, yeah, got a brand new pack of tarot cards for £1. So really, really chuffed with that. I know it's not really gaming related. This is, I bought this solely to try and flip. I doubt I can get more than like £2.50 for it, but if I can, great. Forza Motorsport 4 from a charity shop for £1. So it's all right, isn't it? And again, good condition. Like, discs are fine, manual's fine. I'd take that for £1 any day. But the most surprising one that I found, and it's probably not that good a deal because the next game is about to come out, so this will plummet. But I did want this game, and I've been tracking the price for ages, and I did say if I could get this for less than 15 quid, I'd grab it. I found it for £12. WWE 2K24. £12. To me, that's a hell of a bargain. I will have loads and loads and loads of fun playing that. I don't care about 2K25. I'll let that cut them out. I'll let them fix all the bugs and all the glitches and all the stuff that's going wrong with it. I'll let them try and microtransaction people into next week. That for £12, that will do me for a year. Very, very happy with that. And it gives me a reason to get back onto the Series X again because I've been neglecting it quite a bit lately. So, off the back of that, we did trawl around the market a little bit more. We met a tour guide, I think he was. We did ask him for directions, but he wasn't very helpful. And then we found a rather nice place where they sort your Amazon lost deliveries. In Bilston, if you're ever wondering where your Amazon parcels go to. Just fucking full of them. Yeah. So if you've ever wondered where your parcels go when they go missing, not just Amazon, there was like everyone's and all sorts of things there. When your parcels go missing, they end up on dodgy market stores. But the thing that I really, really, really was happy with, I really don't want to slate Bilston. It's not the best place on the planet, but it's not the worst place. What they do have that is the best place is the best fish and chip shop on the planet. If you want the most beautiful chips you've ever had, I am not being paid to advertise this. I had them about 10 years ago and I finally had them again today and they're still the best. go to Major's Chip Shop in the centre of Bilston. Oh my God. Not expensive either, but just a cone of chips made my day. Like we'd already made my day with all those purchases, but those cone of chips, I don't know what it was, filled me up with a little bit of vim. I was like, blimey heck, I'm so happy now. I'm so happy. So we all decided to maybe hit the blooming shops one last time, or not the shops, hit the games fair one last time and see what's going on. Oh, by the way, I've purposely avoided somebody's name because I want to drop it in a minute, because I don't know if it's like an official thing, if it'll come out on a website somewhere. I'm not clued up, he'll know. But went back in, and the first thing I found was a guy selling T-shirts. He had T-shirts for £5, so there's this Xbox one, which is nothing too special, you know, it's all right. But I picked that up for £5. It's a little bit oversized for me, but it's all right for wear around the house. Happy with that. However, these all fit like a glove. I am very, very, very chuffed with these. Just trying to pick them up in a way that they won't fall apart. So, Super Nintendo one, yeah, really, really cool. Just show you the little bit that was chopped off then. So it is your proper Super Nintendo logo. Move on to the next one. This one, I've got a feeling Tony Fight is going to blummin' love, but this is mine, Tony. Keep your hands off it. It is a Street Fighter 30th anniversary t-shirt. Very, very chuffed with that one. My word, that is uber geeky. Very, very chuffed. And again, the quality on these, they're all second hand. Generally, these are pre-loved. All second hand, all great condition though. Really, really good. The last one, this is probably my favourite. You'll see why in a minute. So it's Space Invaders, which is bloody lush in itself. I'm really chuffed to pick that up. But the back is what I like, where, yeah, it's all a little bit geeky. Actually, don't invade my space. Something that I wish I was wearing at the start of that convention, because, as I say, very, very tight on room inside there. I'm not good with people hoarding around. And this isn't a slight on people. You know, it's just my personal space is perhaps a little bit different to most other people's. I don't like people being in close vicinity to me and pushing up against me. So, yeah, that would have been lovely to have had back at the time. But I say, I'm in a good mood now. I picked up those t-shirts, so I said to the guy, excuse me mate, how much are your t-shirts? He said, they're £5 each. And I was like, oh, okay. And he said, oh, they're 3 for £10. I was like, all right, well, I've got 4 here. I said, I just need to work out which ones I can have. I said, because I don't want to pay £15 for 4. He went, have all 4 for £12 if you want. Bonus. So 4 t-shirts for £12. Can't go £3 a t-shirt. You can't even get that at blooming Primark. And these, I dare say a couple of them came from Primark probably, but especially something like this, or this is a pyjama set, I don't know. But yeah, £3 a t-shirt, very, very chuffed. And I went sort of like, I don't know, would you call it? I was reinvigorated. I was umming and ahhing on this when I saw it going round, just because I've seen copies of this online, the English version. I've seen them selling for this price or maybe less. But I thought, you know what? When in Rome, I'll pick it up. So I got a copy of Final Fantasy XI online, 2008 edition, but it's the German version for a tenner. So yeah, quite happy to pick that up. It's all in good nick. Can't play it anyway, so it's not like I'm going to go, oh God, the manual doesn't make sense now. It's literally impossible to play. And when you look on eBay, people are selling them for like £20 now. The price has started to go up, which is dumb. Absolutely dumb. Why are people paying more money for things that they haven't been able to play for years and will never be able to play again? But yeah, I suppose paying a tenner's dumb. But again, I was in a good mood. From that, I went to, oh God. Yeah, I went round the corner and I saw a chap that reached out to me via Instagram. This isn't a seller. This is another YouTuber. Now, he doesn't want a shout out. I don't care. I'm giving him one anyway, because he is one of the loveliest guys I've met whilst doing this. I've met quite a few people that I've become mates with from doing this little channel. And again, I am not a big YouTuber. I am just average Joe on the street. I've got a day job. I do this for a laugh. I don't care if people watch me videos, whatever. You know, this is just for me. And if you enjoy it as well, that's bloody beautiful. This guy, I think, is on the same wavelength. He is such a positive, happy guy. And yeah, I've got to give a shout out to Super Pants Gaming. What a lovely, lovely man. He bought this for me in a CX bag. He said he did that up just to wind me up. But really, really, really chuffed with this. You'll see why. It's not like a an amazing game, you know, super duper rare game. But he just got in touch with me via Instagram and said, I've got some Xbox 360 games. Let me know if you need any. I'll bring them with me. And I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'll buy them off you. So I said, oh, right, mate, here's my list. Here's everything I need. If you've got anything, let me know. I'll give you a fair price for them. He only had one, which again, is better than none. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Now that in CEX is £3. I'm going to show you this, the manual. So for a start, sometimes you don't get that in CEX. Again, I've had a good day today with CEX. They're almost back in my good books. I know this is how flimsy I am, but look at that disc. That is absolutely blooming perfect. That is a great disc. And so yeah, £3 in CEX, that should cost you. He wouldn't even take a penny for it. And I'm not enjoying, this is not a sponsored thing. This is not a, hey, go and check out his channel. He's such a good guy because he gives me free stuff. Literally, I tried to give him money and he was almost offended with the fact he's like, no, genuinely, I don't want this. I don't need it in my collection. I'd rather you have it than it goes to the dreaded C company. I'd rather you have it. And I was like, bloody hell, that's so bloody lovely. And we sat there and we chatted for a good like 15, 20 minutes about him. His missus was there as well. She's bloody lovely too. So really, 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 I don't know how to describe it. When you are in a happy mood, you want to spend money. And everything was just coming together. It was making me feel really, really good. So I went out and I spent more blooming money. Now, I'm going to be honest, most of this stuff I don't need. Most of this I don't need. But I'm chuffed to pick it up anyway. We'll go for these two first. So we have Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude on the PS2. I've got it on the original Xbox. I used to have it on the PS2. Again, can't find it. And because it starts with L, that makes me think I've lost a lot of L games somewhere, i.e. LMA Manager 2007. Can't find it anymore. So glad to pick that up for like £6. Really, really happy with that. This one, I remember playing this in my youth. I haven't seen it in a CEX ever. I dare say if you live in somewhere like Manchester or London or something like that has, without giving it away, a big team, there's probably more call for this sort of stuff. I haven't seen it in a long, long time. And this was only £2.50, so I was so chuffed to pick it up. And One Street Ball, the game. If anybody's into basketball, And One, back in the 90s, perhaps early 2000s, was a huge name in basketball, particularly street ball. They made like trainers, they made shorts, they made tops. Mainly trainers, that's what people would go for. But this game is bloody awful. It's absolutely awful. I remember having it as a kid and it was terrible. But there's good stuff on there where you can make your own moves. You can make your own dribbles, your own dunks, your own layups. And it's a case of like, what was the wrestling game? It was one of the SmackDown versus Raws where you can make your own finisher. It's like that. Like you take a little bit, you snip another little bit onto it, then there's another middle bit, and then there's an ending bit. You make that. If in fact, oh, there we go. There's a picture of it there where you make your own moves. Absolutely fantastic. For £2.50, people will probably, will they say recognise this guy, the Professor. He's the one that dresses up as Spider-Man and does all the cool stuff on YouTube. So if you ever type in Street Ball Spider-Man on YouTube, that's the Professor. He's insane. Not a nice guy from what I've seen, but really, really good basketball player. So, And One Street Ball for £2.50. Just digging away in like a bargain bin. I found that they were the best place to get the games from. Right, the next ones. These were 3 for £5. So I'm just making sure I've got the right ones. Yeah, 3 for £5. So I bought, these are two different bins. So to me, there was like bins littered all over the place. The games were, I think they were £3 each, 3 for £5, or 5 for £10. So I just went 3 for £5, 3 for £5. Happy. First ones I got, never even heard of this, don't know anything about it. I just figured for the sake of, what is it, £1.66. It's worth a punt. It's Bomberman Hardball. So, is that good? Don't know. But yeah, picked it up. This doesn't have a manual, but I've never ever seen it before. And it's something that is showing me age. This is something I'm going to get excited to play, even if it's for all of 5 minutes, just because I'm going to go, oh my God, I'm a kid again. It's the Activision Anthology on the PS2. So chuffed to get that. Blummin' heck. What? Oh, hit 80s soundtrack. So it's got Blondie, Missing Persons, Soft Cell, Twisted Sister, Wall of Voodoo. I've never even heard of them. But it's got an 80s soundtrack while you're playing like Atari 2600 games. My God. Yes, yes, yes. I didn't even see that before. I just saw the games. I was like, yes, happy to pick that up. So again, really, really good. Last one in this little bundle. I know nothing about this game. I used to like the film. I think it had Christian Bale in it. So I used to like the film. Don't know much about the game. It's probably terrible. Somebody paid bloody 30 quid for this at one point. Reign of Fire. Is it good? Don't know. The back looks really, really impressive. If that's in-game graphics for the PS2, I'm well chuffed with that. Like, I don't know what the gameplay's like, but if it's anything like the film, really, really enjoyed the film. Pretty good plot, pretty good film. Hopefully the game matches up. Here's where people flood the comments and go, no, it's absolute bilge, you've been conned there, Donald. But even still, them three for a fiver, I think is pretty good going. You'll notice now, yeah, no more 360 games. It's all just PS2 now. So the next three for a fiver. This, I think, is hell of a deal. You guys are probably, again, going to call me an idiot. I don't know. But Burnout Revenge. So £1.66, remember, for that. Burnout Revenge. Yeah, very, very chuffed for that. And these ones are all complete with manual. Good discs. Sonic Heroes. I'm sure I can trade that in for like more than £1.66, but I think I've got it. I'm not sure. It was one of the ones where there wasn't much left in the bargain bins. That was all right, so I thought I'll pick it up. I'll put that in the middle though, because I wanted to save this to the end, because I know these are on the Xbox 360. I've got pretty much all of them. I didn't realise these came out on the PS2, which of course they did, because those two systems overlapped. Cabela's Big Game Hunter. Now, I didn't realise there was like Cabela hunting games on the PS2. Really, really, really chuffed to get that. That is going nowhere. That is sitting firmly in my collection. Is that not worth like £2? I'd have thought that'd be worth a little bit more than £2. But God, so happy to pick it up. Off the back of that, one of the guys that was selling them, I'm going to be honest, I think I've overpaid on this. It's just a game I've been after for a while. Every single time I've tried to get a copy from CEX, the manual has been missing. This manual is a little bit creased. I will show you in a minute. Yeah, it's a little bit creased, but the disc is good. Rogue Galaxy for £18, 1.8. So a little bit steep. I think that's the CEX price, or at least it was when I tried to buy it. Was £18. And again, every single time the manual would be missing, so I'd have to take it straight back, and they'd always give me a bloody voucher. So yeah, I just paid cold hard cash for it this time, and you'll see what I mean about the manual. It's got a big old crease through the middle of it. See it there? Big old crease through the middle of it. But the manual itself is in good nick. So I'm happy with that for £18, and it means I don't have to hunt around for it anymore. And then finally, the gem, the one gem. You always save the best game till the end. And ladies and gents, I've saved this for you. We're getting on for like 20 odd minutes now, so I need to make this quick. I want to spend so much time telling people how lucky I am to find this PS3 exclusive rare gem. I think it might have come out on the PSP as well, but my God, this is like game of the year. It's Brain Challenge on the PS3, because I think you have to be challenged in the head to consider that is worth, what was it, £3.50? £3.50 for that, blooming heck. But that was all me money spent. I went with like a certain amount of money, and yeah, I spent it all. So all in all, I would say probably games fairs are not for me. I'm not really a fan of having to drive somewhere to then have to pay to get in, to walk around somewhere that doesn't really have a good choice of games, when 7 minutes down the road, CEX is the better choice. I mean, God bless the traders. I understand that they've got a job to do, and you know that perhaps it's not a big event where you want to set your showpiece out and like, oh my God, you know, I've bought all my best stuff. I get it, but at the same time, it just makes me not want to visit the stores, because it's like, do you have good stuff? Is it worth me travelling, blooming, say, 6-hour round trip to get to your shop. Do you have anything? You know, should I not just order stuff online? Should I go to one of these conventions again? Because it wasn't great. It didn't really fill me with hope. I did buy a lot of games in the end, though, but that was mainly to do with chips. If it wasn't for lovely, lovely chips from Majors, I wouldn't have bought half of this stuff. And yeah, proper vimmed me up. And again, one last time, massive shout out to Super Pants Gaming. He's not the person I went with, though. The one that I wanted to mention was 8-Bit H. And the reason why I saved it to the end was because he actually won the Street Fighter tournament there. I didn't even realise he was a good gamer. Like, he's always going on about games. Came first in a Street Fighter tournament and won like a little prize and everything. So yeah, congratulations, 8-Bit H. Howard, for those who do know him. Yeah, we went with him and his mate Gethin. Lovely, lovely, lovely day out. Genuinely, despite the lack of enjoyment as to the games fair, it was nice just having a day out with mates and bumping into a new mate and bumping into a few stall holders who sort of knew me, perhaps for bad reasons. A couple of them were chuffed about my CX video, a couple of them weren't. A couple of them told me about perhaps another video that was having a pop at me online over the back of that video. But yeah, it was nice meeting new people and having a nice little get together and having a laugh. That was the main thing I took away from it. And yeah, really enjoyed my day out today. Hope you've enjoyed this video. You're probably going to slate me for these pickups, but I don't mind. It's all been good fun. I've been Donald Mackerel. It's been Donald Mackerel Gaming, and I will not be going back to the Black Country Games Fair. See you, everybody.